Thousands, as I was saying, are expected to turn out for a public service in Porirua this morning, honouring former All Black Jerry Collins. Our reporter Laura Macdonald is at the arena and joins me now. Laura, talk us through what is going to happen this morning. Talk us through the timeline.
Alrighty, Paul. Well, in a couple of hours, people are going to start arriving for the service, which begins at 10 o'clock this morning. It's expected to go for about an hour and a half, but I have been told that could change. They've managed to squeeze in chairs for more than 3,000 people in the stadium, but they've also set up a room for overflow. I mean, they have absolutely no idea how many people are going to arrive, but, there's every indication, if you look at other services and tributes that have been held, that it will be in the thousands, so they're certainly prepared for that many. It's
so tricky, isn't it? Because as you say, it could be 1,000 either way. It's going to be a lot of people. How many people are working there on this event today?
I'm not sure how many are here today, but I know that people have been working on this overnight. They've got the stadium set up. They were here until the very wee hours of this morning, so I imagine quite a few involved. Now, it was the family of Jerry Collins who wanted a public funeral. They wanted to recognise the legitimate public interest in the rugby great. So they pushed for it, talked to the council, of course. For that number of people, this was really the only option in Porirua.
And Laura, I guess there are going to be performances and other things organised. How structured is it?
I don't know that it's particularly structured. I spoke with Tim Castle last night, who's the sort of family spokesman. He was manager, of course, for Jerry Collins, and he said the final details were still being knuckled down, so I'm not sure how structured it's going to be, but I know that 10 people have been invited to speak. He wouldn't be drawn on who exactly they are, but, a number of rugby players expected here today, past and current. Absolutely. At every level, so All Blacks, Hurricanes. Yeah, it's going to be a big service. Now,
we know that there are so many people that will be there that personally know Jerry Collins and have had their lives touched by them. One of them, Ron Wood, is with you now, the president of the Northern United Rugby Football Club.
Absolutely. Here he is. Thanks for being here this morning, Ron.
Good morning, Paul.
Now,
morning to you, Ron.
I know that in these the tributes and services that have been held this week, there's been a big focus on allowing the public in and giving them, the opportunity to be involved. Why is it so important, do you think, that the public have a chance to say goodbye?
Well, firstly, to give us time to grieve, to give us time to be part of what Jerry was. He was our son, our brother. He was part of us, he was part of the community, and he just touched people's hearts.
And we've heard a lot over the past week and a half since he died. We've heard a lot about Jerry, the rugby great, Jerry, the teammate, Jerry, the family man. You've known Jerry for a very long time. Who was he to you?
He was an adopted son, being a father of 3 girls. You take these boys on and you sort of grow with them and you just see them develop into fine specimens. It's incredible how he came from a skinny little PI boy to being such a colossus on the rugby field.
Hey, Ron, it's Paul here, Ron. Do you have a favourite memory of Jerry? Is there a favourite Jerry story you've got?
No, Paul, because there's so many. Jerry was Jerry, and that big cheesy smile, I guess, sums it up. That's a favourite, because when he's got that cheesy smile on, Jerry's happy and he's enjoying himself.
Have you been surprised just how many, even very, very young kids, who've come out and said that they admired him and they've been inspired by him?
Yes, that's correct, because if you saw the march on Sunday, that was just out of this world. The whole of Waitangarua, Wolfsport Ave was covered in sea of blue and support, solidarity for... It took you back to the Athletic Park days. We used to walk up to Adelaide Road in Newtown and get to the Athletic Park from the bottom of Newtown to the top, and it was just all people. Well, this was all sea of blue, and there was songs, there was laughter, there was crying, there was happiness, and that's what Jerry was about. He was a happy person.
And it all sort of comes to a climax this morning with the service. How important is this service for Porirua and for the memory of Jerry?
I think it's very important for everyone in saying that Jerry was an icon, he was a leader, he was loyal to the city, and he was proud of the city. And for the city to say goodbye the way we're doing it, it's just enormous that everybody's getting behind us, because we're hurting. The family must be hurting, because if we're hurting, they must be thousands times sore. My guts is turned upside down. It looks like I'm going to a test match, and they must be really, really inside churning up because, you know, we've choked up all week and they're choking up. But Jerry is a proud son of Porirua, and that's all I really can say, because the people will show it today. They will turn up. There's thousands of people coming into the city, so it's just amazing.
And you know what, Ron? People can see it on your face now. You know, people that are watching you now, people that are listening to you now on the program will be able to see
yeah,
this.
But as Jerry would say.
Yeah. Well,
you're an ugly bugger anyway, Ron, so what's the worry?
But this is a man whose passing has really affected you, hasn't it?
Well, as I said before, I've seen the kid grow up. It's like a son, and it hurts. You know, I've cried. No holding back, and I'll possibly cry again today, but it is what it is. And as Jerry says, take a concrete pill, Ron, and harden up.
I think you're going to need to take one of those pills very soon, Ron. I thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's been a pleasure and a privilege talking to you, Ron. All the very best for the commemorations today.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks very much. That's Ron Wood there with Laura Macdonald. Ron, the president of the Northern United Rugby Football Club.